Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. We present to you tonight on 48 Hours a terrifying story of a guy who avoided law enforcement for almost 2 decades. A lone wolf who left damage in his path. What's his name? It was Theodore Ted Kaczynski, once regarded as a mathematical genius. The world now knows him as the Unabomber. This was the only image that law enforcement had for over 2 decades of Ted Kaczynski. This was their only lead for over 2 decades. Theodore John Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, he was a formal mathematical professor turned domestic terrorist. Ted Kaczynski lived in a cabin in Montana, isolated himself from society while orchestrating a nearly 17-year bombing campaign. Highly intelligent, socially withdrawn, and he hates modern technology and industrialization. Early in life, Ted Kaczynski was a scholar prodigy, scoring an IQ score of 167 and enrolling at Harvard University at just 16 years old. He was socially awkward and struggled to fit in, described as quiet, isolated, and uncomfortable around other people because became a professor at UC Berkeley at 25 years old, where he taught mathematics. He resigned 2 years later. The most controversial aspect of Ted's time at Harvard was his participation in a secret psychological experiment led by Professor Henry Murray. The study was to measure how people were subject to hours of intense psychological abuse, for example, being humiliated, having personal beliefs criticized, psychological manipulation, and mental degradation for over 3 years. Ted was reportedly one of the youngest and most quiet people there. The FBI came with the name Unabomber because of him targeting universities and airlines. After 17 years manhunt, which was the most expensive manhunt in U.S. history, costing over $50 million. The case had a big breakthrough when Kaczynski's brother, David Kaczynski, recognized the writing style of the manifesto, and his brother ended up tipping off the FBI. On April 3rd, 1996, Ted was arrested in his cabin in Montana. 4 counts of transporting an explosive in interstate commerce with the intent to kill or injure is the violation of 18 U.S.C. 844. 3 counts of mailing an explosive device with intent to kill or injure, which violates 18 U.S.C. and 1716. 3 counts of using destructive device in relation to a crime of violence. This is violation 18 U.S.C. 924. Ted carried out a nationwide bombing campaign for nearly 2 decades, targeting people associated with technology, academic, and airlines. He killed 3 people, injured 23 others. Target selection was primarily targeted university professors, scientists, airline employees. He built and planted homemade bombs using a unique design. He personally delivered and mailed the bomb packages to the victims, making them look like normal packages. Avoided getting caught for nearly 2 years by giving the FBI false leads. His signature, he would leave an encrypted anti-technology message symbol in his device. Be cautious of any unexpected packages, especially if it has unfamiliar handwriting, strange excessive tape, any suspicious activity related to homemade explosives to law enforcement right away. If someone you know is expressing any extremist ideas similar to Ted Kaczynski, please seek help before anything escalates into deaths and injuries. This just shows us how we won't things are going to come from the least places you expect. And this is the cabin that he stayed at and the bomb explosives.